Welcome to this instruction video on the change request procedure. As soon as a project is labeled by ITEA, there might occur several changes during its lifetime, especially in the beginning of the project. Changes in a project need to be reported via a change request, and this instruction video tells you all about this change request procedure. A change request is the formal way of proposing and communicating changes in a labeled projects. And this can be, for instance, new partners coming into the project or partners leaving the project. There can be revised planned effort figures and also cost figures as a result of national funding decision. There can be changes in the work package content, but also work package leaders can change. There can be a new project start, end dates can shift. All these kind of changes can be reported via the change request. We want to emphasize here that the change request is the only official way to communicate any changes in the project to the ITEA office and a guarantee that they are processed. We do not accept any other means of reporting changes into a project, so don't send us any emails because we do not process these kind of things. Now let's have a look at a specific topic in the changes, and that is related to the total planned cost, because this is also related to the ITEA contribution invoicing. Since the beginning of this year, we have changed the rules in that sense a bit. So, the first case is that for project partners who never received an ITEA contribution invoice before the 1st of January 2018, the new rules apply. After the national funding contract has been signed, the eligible planned costs of a partner as stated in the contract are presented on the ITEA website. The ITEA office gathers this information, this contract information from the public authorities, and if that is not possible, we ask that from the partners themselves. The national contract-based cost figures cannot be modified anymore as soon as they are entered into the ITEA database, unless there is a new national funding contract. The second case is for project partners who already received an ITEA contribution invoice before the 1st of January 2018. For them, the old rules apply. The eligible planned costs are defined in the initial FPP or in the latest submitted change request and presented on the ITEA website. The eligible planned cost of the running year, so this year and future years, can be adapted via a change request. However, costs in the past, so for previous year, can only be adapted until the end of Q1 of this year. Changes in the total eligible planned cost must be motivated on request of the ITEA office, for instance via the national contract data. Another issue is on the changes in the total planned effort. Changes in the total planned effort in a change request can only be approved in cases like the following examples: as a result of national funding decision, as a result of a strategic change agreed in the consortium based on the new insights affecting the planning data for the future work in the project. But please take care that all these changes in effort are in line also with the cost. In addition to one of the above, there may be shifts efforts from one year to the next. So such shifts may or may not be the reason to enter a change request. That is up to the consortium to decide here. Changes to the effort of the previous year, as with the costs in the old situation, may be accepted if they are submitted through a change request before the end of Q1 of the running year, and hence accepted by the end of April, early May. So partners are no longer able to adapt effort of previous year after the Q1 of the year. If such a change request is rejected, the consortium can still claim a deadline extension for changing previous year effort of 3 months after the rejection notification in order to submit an updated version of the change request, expected to be accepted or rejected by the end of September at the latest. Now let's have a look how the change request will be handled. The change request form is entered fully online. So data, for instance, effort, partners, work package leaders, etc., can be changed via the community website by the project leader and the work package leaders. Partners can only update their own data. As soon as all checks are successful, a button Start Change Request will appear. This will lead you to a form where additional information needs to be filled in. For instance, the reason, impact, solution. We come back to that later. Furthermore, if the FPP is adapted, you need to upload a new FPP annex. So don't use the merge file, but really use a new updated FPP annex file. And you should upload it under the Management tab. Once all the checks in the change request checklist are successful, you can submit the change request. The change request process can be initiated and submitted only by the project leader or by the proxy. So not by any of the other partners in the project. Make sure to adapt the FPP in line with changes indicated on the change request form. Otherwise, the reviewers will notify that there is a difference between the two and they will reject the change request. The evaluation of the submitted change request will only be done by the ITEA steering group reviewers. However, public authorities are informed about the receival and approval of a change request and have access to the change request. So they might contact you in case of a change request and they see some issues there. During several evaluations, and that can be during the FPP evaluation or of a project progress report or even from previous change requests, the ITEA steering group reviewers can provide actions to improve the project. All these actions are collected and now stored in a project action list tool on the ITEA website. And at several occasions, and that also includes the change request evaluation, the ITEA steering group reviewers will check the status of the pending actions from previous evaluations. So the project leader has to update the status of the project actions that are applicable at that time and report on this in the change request. From ITEA 3, call 3, the ITEA label has a limited validity. It can no longer be for unlimited time be valid. In case of the effort of active partners in a project constitutes less than 50% of total effort compared to the original FPP before the project kickoff, a change request must be submitted and approved to maintain the ITEA label. Active partners belong to one of the following categories. These can be funded partners, self-funded partners, partners who are waiting for submitted funding application results. So partners who did not yet send in their funding application will not be regarded as active partners. Adaptations in the project should reflect the reduced size and the project plan needs to be redefined. So really you should take care that your project is in line with the active partners that are still in the project and to see what is the impact of the reduced size of the project. Now let's see in detail how to go about and to issue a change request. So here you see an example of a screenshot of the ITEA community website to prepare a change request. This is for a sample project 2, and you see here at this moment the information on the Management tab where you see the details of the project outline, full project proposal, and the two change requests that has been submitted. And also there is some documents available there. 3 documents in this case, annex, and 2 test documents. On the right side of this screen you see the columns, and you will see that all the checks were successful. So the process is ready to issue and to create a change request. So you will see at the bottom a button there to start a change request for this project. When you press this button, you will come into a first screen. This is the upper part of this screen. And what you see here is that there is the general information of the change request. You see the general information of the project leader, the organization, the type, milestones, deliverables, contact, date created, and last update. But you also see a summary of change requests, global impact, and feedback to previous steering group evaluation, but nothing is filled in here yet. And you can see that on the right side as well, because there is some notes there indicating that there is something missing here. So that is the change request checklist. There you see, for instance, that on the first one, the following information is missing: the reason and the global impact, etc. The next step is that you can edit the change request and fill in the missing information. So here you see the fields which you can already fill in. So the amount of milestones and the amount of deliverables can be filled in. You can give a summary of the change request, and you can indicate what is the global impact of this change request. Feedback on the steering group evaluation. This is an item where I would recommend you to identify which action points from the project action list you will or you have updated there. And you can fill in some extra information. The second part is the bottom part, and there you will see the summary of the information. So the change request information, start date, end date, and any changes there, effort and cost, and if there is any changes, number of partners changes, and milestones and deliverables. You can see if there is a change project leader, so in this case there was a change, and there is also a work package leader change in the work package 1. And you can see that there is some funded related changes. So there is some cost changes and also some effort changes in some of the countries, in this case in Germany and in Turkey. Now let's have a look if we want to clarify the issue with the funding related change report. So first of all, there was a change in Germany. So let's click on the item indicated by the red circle. When you press this button, you will come to a screen where you can fill in the missing information. So here you can edit the information about the reason of this change. So why was it there? Why is this change? And what is the impact of this change? Also provide the proposed solution from yourself and indicate which partners are involved in this change. Apart from the funded related changes, there might also be non-funding related changes. This can be technical issues, market related issues, all these kind of things which are not really funding related. So you can press the button on this one. And then you enter a similar screen where you can enter the reason, the impact, and the proposed solution, and the organizations involved in this change. Okay, all checks are successful and submission is possible now. So here you see the overview now. On the right side you will see preview change request document, where you can still have a look at the document, whether you agree to it. and there is the button to submit change request. So when you press this submit button, you will enter into the submit change request for this project. For the change request formation, the following document types are required. So here we need the FPP annex to be entered. And you have the possibility to select one of the documents which you have uploaded. And in this case, the annex document was the right one, so you click on that one and you can press the submit button. Okay, now the change request has been completed and it was successful, as indicated in this screen as well. And you can see also this overview of the change request. The change request itself is then notified to the ITEA office, and we will take care of further processing the change request automatically. This is an overview of the steps that will be taken in the process. First of all, change request plus the updated FPP is submitted by the project leader. Then after 1 week approximately, the change request is processed by the ITEA office and the PAs are informed. If the change request already at this stage is not okay and we are missing things, we will give that feedback to you and ask you to update it by the project leader. Let's assume that all this first step was okay. Then we provide this change request to the steering group reviewers, and the steering group reviewers will do their evaluation. This takes about 2 weeks. After 1 week, and the steering group evaluation will start, and finally, after the steering group evaluation, the steering group reviewers might decide that the project is not accepted, so it's rejected. In this case, the change request will go back to the project leader and with the notes made by the reviewers to update the change request. So in the case that the steering group reviewers accept the steering group evaluation, it goes further to change request accepted state, and the office will inform the project leader, the public authorities and the ITEA bodies about this change. Okay, thank you very much for this listening to this instruction video, and if you have any further questions or you need support, please send a mail to this info@itea.org. Thank you for your attention.